I think our last topic we want to get to was what do you want to see them accomplish out of the spring?
Well, as far as the spring, I mean, well, being that you told me what you told me just now, get healthy for one. Especially on that offensive line, because I mean, you can have all the Castellanos and all the bars all you want to. That offensive line is not right, and none is going to work. So Herb Hand, the big thing about him that they're saying now that he's been there is the development part. That he's really
Right.
big on development and he can really get guys going. So I want to see this offensive line get the continuity. First of all, get the right five guys first,
Right.
and get that continuity going. Um, Obviously, you got to get Castellanos and these receivers on the same accord or whatever. Also, I'm looking for I'm looking for Daryl Jackson to really, our defensive line. I'm looking for him to really, really go out with a bang this year. I think he needs to. I think he needs to really like. I mean, I don't know if I want to say step up because I don't know if he hasn't stepped, as far as he's a locker room guy or anything. But I think he needs to take that defensive line by the reins because he's like the guy now.
Yeah.
You know, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So like he has to really, set that tone as far as the defensive line goes. There is talent there. It's just you know there's a lot of unknown too. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So like I think he has to be the guy there, and also these running backs, man. Find this 1-2 punch or this committee. Find them when it works.
Right.
And with uh, Tony White's defense, I know they're really big on this jack position
Hmm.
in their defense. That's what I'm interested to see. Like, who's going to be the person who's going to take over that role? Like, who's going to really take that by the reins? Because as you know, in that jack, it requires some off the ball. You got to rush the passer.
Right.
So, who's going to be the guy that's going to take that? Because I know that jack position is really big in this 3-3-5 scheme. So, those are kind of things that I'm looking at. What about you?
I wanted to, because from what I've been hearing, I heard the defense is playing really physical. That's a
Okay.
good thing. So I'm really excited about that. Um, I want to see them develop some more depth at the cornerback position. I heard the secondary is not playing that good right now.
Okay.
Which that's kind of concerning because I heard the wide receivers are not playing good. So I'm like, well, how the so you would think if the wide receivers not playing good, that would be the cornerbacks are playing pretty good, but they feel like
Right.
they feel like they're lacking a little bit at cornerback. So
Okay.
that's a big deal to me. So how they figure that part out, that's something I would like to see them kind of get figured out. Um, so I like them to continue being physical. I like to see them get a little healthier, and I would like to see Brock Glenn or I would like to see Brock Glenn actually take a step. You know,
Hmm.
I'm kind of concerned that the freshman kid is being more the talk of the town than Brock Glenn. I would think Brock would be better in
Hmm.
year 3 than a true freshman.
Yeah.
That's kind of concerning to me. And I think I think if they can get out the spring a little healthier, man, I think they'd be okay. Uh, so that'll be more of my concern. I think going forward is just them, and I think they got to get some depth. But the thing about depth is, that's what recruiting is for. So if you
Hello.
don't have it, if you don't have it now,
Yep.
you're not gonna get
Hmm.
it no time soon. So,
Hmm.
um, and I'm gonna get to some of these comments. I got a couple comments here. I want to get all of these right here. So, uh, wait, guys, it's every year same thing. Storms ain't it? I don't know about these. I used to be one of the people that always blame the conditioning staff, the weightlifting coach for
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
I used to be like that, but now these
Right.
kids have so much money now. They got all these personal trainers that I don't think it's fair to really blame strength and conditioning programs for for kids being injured. I blame players for being
Too
injured.
many resources. Yeah, it's just too many resources.
Yeah, you got too many resources now. Like people get mad at me. I consider injuries a skill. You're somebody's often injured. That's a
Yeah,
skill to me. That you're
it
not
is.
good at
It
what you
is.
do if you're often injured. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I rather had a guy
I
that
come
can
from that
like I
school
always
too.
yeah, I tell people this all the time about like when people was comparing Jokic to Embiid. I'm like, yeah, but I know Jokic is gonna play.
You
So I
know he's
know
going to play.
I
Right.
know he's gonna play. I'm getting all the games. I take that skill over Embiid's skill because I know he's not gonna play in the playoffs.
Right.
How do you feel about the linebacker room?
Linebacker room. Hmm. Well, that's a spot that again, I don't think they've done. Well, it's been for a while now, even before Randy Shannon. They just cannot recruit that position. I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
Which is weird in the state of Florida that you can't
In
recruit
the in
linebackers.
the exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
especially where they're at. I mean, they're in northern Florida, which is right there where southern Georgia is. And,
right.
as Florida State. They had a pipeline through, so they've had a pipeline through southern Georgia for so long. Yeah, linebacker. I mean, to me, that's just kind of like one of the positions that kind of like wait and see. Like I don't have a lot of positives, but I mean, I'm not trying to be too negative about it. But it's just they just have not recruited that position well. I don't think the position played that well last year. So it's just kind of a wait and see for me. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's probably one of the positions on the whole roster for years that has been
Yeah.
mind blowing that they have not gotten right. It's been really really bad, like really
They've done some poor evaluating that position. I think they brought guys in that just can't play. I mean, they just can't play.
bad. Yeah.
And I think there's this idea that people devalue the linebacker position because they think, you could just teach anybody how to play it. You know, but I was told by a former player one time, he like, it's two positions you can't teach: running back and linebacker. Like, I can't
Hmm.
teach you how to run. You got to be born to do that. You got to be born to be able to stick your face in the fan. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody want to do
Right.
that. So,
Hmm.
uh, but I did hear they got injured at linebacker. So I think the linebacker for North Carolina that can play has been injured most of the spring. So I mean, I think if you get him back with
Lavelle.
Omar Graham,
Hmm.
yeah. So if you get him back with Omar Graham, Graham been playing pretty good. You get those two guys back. I mean, I don't think you got a bad group. I think the biggest problem they have is they're not deep. They're not
Yeah.
deep at any position. So with them not being deep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm also hearing that I think Graham is kind of one of those guys that's looking at is maybe like that Jack guy.
Yeah. They
You know what I'm
moving them
saying?
all over
Playing
the place because they
moving them
so
all over the
thin.
place. Yeah. So
Yeah, because they
thin.
so
Right.
thin. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
uh Hakeem. Hakeem is a bust.
I mean, I
I don't
don't want
want to
to
say a
say
bust.
that yet,
Yeah, I don't want to say that yet.
but and I think it's mostly because I mean, he's banged up, and then two, it's just I guess because I have the hope that this year is going to be the year that it finally clicks in.
Yeah.
Um, I'm hoping that that next step comes, but I mean, I can't knock anybody that has those thoughts. I mean, I'm not going to go there yet, but what you've seen for 2 years, like I said, he hadn't even got a starting gate yet. So that kind of question is going to come up. I'm not going to put bust yet, but I mean, after this year, if you see nothing, then you would have to say
Huh. Yeah. I mean, I think he driving up into the bus neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got in there
that. Oh
yet.
yeah,
He ain't
yeah,
he ain't,
he
he
there.
ain't found a house or nothing yet, but
Right.
he, he searched for real estate though. You know what I'm
He definitely
saying?
took. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely hitting up realtors and asking what the prices is for sure.
I've been fighting a cold for about the last 3 or 4 days, man. Y'all be patient with me. Y'all make me laugh. Y'all so quick to want to fire every coach. Now y'all want Storms to leave. How can he stop a hamstring from snapping? Eh, I think like I said, a lot of people are big on blaming the strength and conditioning coach when players are injured. I I used to feel that way. I don't really feel that way anymore because, like I said, these
Yeah, I
kids
used to
have
feel that way
more than
too.
enough opportunity to they getting these personal trainers. They're paying people to train them, and they don't. And it ain't like nowadays football don't stop for them. So it's
Football's
12
year
months a
round.
year. So
Yeah.
you should be in. To me, you should be in shape. I you should come into camp in shape. You should.
Always.
I mean, I just don't understand it, man. I blame a lot of that on the kids, man. You bringing in players that's just not, that just don't get it to me. So I mean, if Hykeem don't pan out, I would blame Hykeem. I mean, of course, a lot of the blame is gonna be put on the coaching staff, but
Player gotta
you
want
got
it, man.
yeah, you got to bring in kids that want it. And if you what you bring into your program matters, man. That's what I say.
I agree.
Uh Pot roast, please tighten up, dude. We need some real. Man, that is always the biggest deal with hiring NFL people to come into your program to coach. You know, they don't care about recruiting like that. They just don't, man. A lot of NFL guys do not care about recruiting like that. So, you know, as the head coach, I think I put a lot of the recruiting stuff on the head coach. I think a
Of
lot of the
course.
recruiting is the head coach. I don't think it has a lot to do with. I mean, I think back in the day, position coaches really mattered when it comes to recruiting, but nowadays it's about what type of program the head coach is putting in. How does the head coach see development? How does he want to develop? What's his plan for development, and how he's going to go about that? And if that coach believes in what he says, and then he preaches that, and then he shows proof of doing that stuff, the kids follow and they come. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I ain't, I mean, I'm a Prime fan, so but I think with Prime, like those guys he got, they're not doing a bunch of crazy recruiting, but it's like the guys they want, they get because they
They
got
get. Yeah.
proof of concept, right? Like,
Mhm.
I got proof of concept now with Travis Hunter. I got proof of concept with some of these defensive tackles and these linebackers that I brought in here. So, you know, I think Pot Roast was never. I never thought he was gonna be a great recruiter here, man. This is the South. It's even harder in the South because these kids are like like you have to convince them to come to your school. You know what I'm
You have to.
saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's
Because
different when
football
you're
is
in different.
religion in the South. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different when you come to other programs, man. When you in like Texas, you got to turn kids away at Texas.
Right.
But Florida State, it's like you got Miami, you got Florida, you got Georgia. You know what I'm saying? You got all these guys, man. So it's crazy, man.